Good afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? All ready for another afternoon of fun? Not much happening on that CAD news, was there, today? Bit dull. Is my market just frozen? Why are we no moving? What's going on? Oh, there we go. Whoa. That was a big freezer. Where are we? Let's start with the news. So CAD news. GDP was up. We got PMI at 3 o'clock. That's all we got this afternoon. Just PMI 3 o'clock. So half an hour after market opened. Afternoon Diamond. Yeah, so that's all we got this afternoon. Earnings-wise, we've got loads of aftermarket today. We got AMD, we got Google, we got GM, we've got Gilead. Oh, don't go to Gilead. Anybody will watch The Handmaid's Tale? Don't want to go to Gilead. PayPal and Starbucks. So some decent movement expected tomorrow off the back of that news. Afternoon, Minpo. Sorry, I couldn't. Had to double take your name then, Minpo. Nimpo Cybertron, good name. Llewellyn, hi. So I just got a trade going on the DAX at the moment. So that CAD news didn't have a lot of movement. We had a little bit, not a lot. A few ADRs getting hit. We'll have a look at those in a second. So let's go to a time frame we can actually see properly. So this was the news half an hour ago, and obviously all we've done is just pop a little bit. So it's obviously because it was such good news for the Canadian dollar has gone down, which is what always happens. As I said, if you're in the Telegram group, and I said this morning, if we get, when the news comes out, if it's kind of as expected, or better than expected, we usually see the market move in the direction of the COT report. The COT report for the CAD is negative, so therefore we're getting negative movement on the CAD, which means everything's pumping against it. So if you were looking at any of these shorts on things like the Aussie CAD, they're still going 125 ADR now, so it will probably just reach for a level now. So for example, Aussie CAD will probably just reach up there. So Chris, afternoon. Guess what I'm trading? NAS 1 to 2 TP, half a TP for long. What? NAS. Good. Yeah, indices done well today. So yes, some fairly decent movement on the indices. Just got break even on this position. I've had a nightmare this morning trading stupid Bitcoin. Christ, Bitcoin's a nightmare. I put it in the Telegram group. If you're not in the Telegram group, you had a sim. But I don't trade Bitcoin, and I was scalping away this morning, just scalping stuff, and then I decided to take a trade on Bitcoin. I thought spreads look pretty good on that. I'll take a quick scalp on it. So I scalped Bitcoin and made $40. I was like, yeah, pretty good. Nice scalp. And then I looked at my commission. $96.97 per entry. So I might have made $40, but I paid nearly $200 in commission. I looked at my P&L when I closed it and I was like, what? It suddenly collapsed. My P&L collapsed. $200. I'm like, what? Yeah, not trading that again. Bitcoin, you are officially not tradable. So I've not had a good morning. I was doing all right, and then that kind of sent me over the edge a little bit, and I took a back step. So I'm about, I'm actually about, I don't know what I am down today. So take 200 off of this. Oh look, I'm flat. Apart from that commission. So yeah, it's horrible. Horrible Bitcoin. Don't like Bitcoin. Anyway, so ignoring that. Unholy commission, yeah. God, there's a lesson there. Know what you're trading. I just assumed Bitcoin would be the same commissions roughly as everything else. Another thing to learn as well from that as well. You see I've got a Euro CAD. I scalped the Euro CAD as well. I was scalping the news. Never trade the news, by the way. Do as I say, not as I do. I scalped the news and I was like, yeah, not bad. Made $50 on that scalp on the Euro CAD. $17 commission on one trade. It's like, look at my normal commissions. They're like 70 cents, 30 cents, 30 cents, 70 cents, $97, $3.60 euro, US dollar. Again, pound US dollar. Do not scalp FX unless you're using spread accounts. Don't do it. When I was scalping years ago, I was scalping spread betting accounts, and spread betting accounts there is no commission. So if you when you trade ECN accounts, you're getting faster execution and tighter spreads, therefore you pay a commission. But geez, so yeah, learnt a few lessons today. I'll get it back. Right, so let's look at where we are. ADRs, we've got a few ADRs. Aussie dollar CAD. Oh my word, those Bitcoin commissions, yeah. Crazy. Afternoon, Rahat. Aussie dollar CAD still going. So Aussie CAD, as I say, we're just coming up to a double top potentially. I'd love to short this, but I'm not going to short it because the commissions will be too high. I'm only joking. If you H1, M5, anything like that is fine. M1, don't get involved. And the spreads are too big as well. The Aussie CAD spread, I was like, it was ridiculous around the news. Euro CAD, I was trading Euro CAD. Look at that spread. It was kind of like 30 pips, 3 points at one point when the news was out, and I was entering a position down here and getting entered up there. It's just not worth doing. So yeah, Aussie CAD is still pushing. This Canadian dollar news obviously has done, obviously because it's positive news for the CAD. The CAD's dropping because the news makes loads of sense, which is why everybody gets stung on it. So we're getting a decent push on this. We will get some rallying on the CAD. This is just a reach for levels on most of these CAD pairs. So Aussie CAD is pushing up nicely. We're really nicely extended on the lower time frames because we've had a decent push. So M15, we're really nice extended. London's been really, really good for the Aussie CAD. So we've hit 125 ADR. We're just coming up to this level high here. We've got a 4-hour high. This is the 4-hour high as well. So yeah, of course it is. This is from yesterday. So yeah, 4-hour high just coming up to. We've got other highs up here, 175 ADR, which coincides also with the 24. So if we're not going to turn around at this high and put in a double top, we're going to reach up for the 24 and any liquidity up here from everybody that got in short there, which is also a resistance level. So this is a really nice area to start shorting this one. Second entry there if it's pushed, and if it's pushing, by the time you get second entry, 4-hour will be extended on the RSI and the hourly will also be extended on the RSI. So good looking level to start entering Aussie dollar CAD. Aussie dollar US dollar as well, good short. 100 ADR, we've had the bounce off the top. US dollar's been a bit weird today. Been a bit range bound and horrible. So I can't, let me just open my other terminal. I hate showing you the Dixie on the Euro US dollar. I'm just going to open my Axie account, which has actually got the Dixie in it. When you're ready. Thank you. So US dollar. Sorry, just wait for this to wake up. I'm just going to save this as a new layout. I'm just going to put the Dixie up and get rid of the dashboards so it's quicker. Right, so yeah, Dixie, obviously, we were looking at the Dixie in this consolidation. This is what I mean by it bounced down to support, rallied back up into the consolidation, broke out the top, and now we're pulling back ready for the next push. Beautiful area here in this propulsion candle where we're expecting to get some movement. We've had a really good down push, hourly, massively extended. Obviously, you look at the euro US dollar, that's going to be the inverse, extended to the upside. So Dixie's been pushing, Dixie's been pushing down, and we are expecting now to get the next leg up started. So this is a decent area of support that we're reaching into now. So this whole zone here, and this is obviously this propulsion gap when we broke those highs. So really, really good level for taking longs on Dixie related, so everything's short against the US dollar. We just had a bullish engulfing, which didn't hold during London, because all London did basically was accumulate. So we've just gone into a kind of consolidation down here. Didn't quite get the reversal alert on it. So anything crossed with the US dollar today, I would expect this to be the point where we start to get some movement down and we get some powering up on the US dollar. So this looks like a nice one off of ADR high. If we just scroll out a little bit. So lovely bounce straight off of ADR, reversal. We're just getting the retest now. So you can sort of start sticking pending orders under there to get in short on this one. Some people out there use trend line breaks, Chris. So as per Chris's strategy, this is exactly where you start to get in short. So yeah, Aussie dollar, US dollar, nice looking short. New Zealand dollar CAD, off to the races. We are still, this is obviously the Canadian dollar move off the news. Evening, Adrian. Just entered New Zealand dollar CAD buy. You've entered a buy. Okay. I was just going to say short it, but if you want to buy it, that's fine. Obviously, it depends which time frame you're trading. You're just coming up to, you're buying into potential resistance here. Yesterday's high. So you're buying into ADR extension and yesterday's high. So the chances are this thing's going to run out of steam here. So if you are buying, you're probably either going to go into an accumulation or going to draw down on it. I'm not saying it's not a long necessarily. It might be a long, but right now, short term, it's a short. So it depends how long you're looking for your entry. So if you're looking longer term, fine. But just be aware that you are getting to exhaustion point today. So this is looking like a good short-term short. We're just putting in a potential shooting star up there at the moment. It's a long way to get the reversal alert though. So you would kind of have to play this one off of pure price action really if you're playing the ADR reversal on it. Lots of buy zones on the way down to get through. Yeah, this held really nicely, this one, multiple times. So if it does crack this and manage to get down today, Asian high is your target. So it looks pretty good for a short, but obviously at the moment the Canadian dollar is dropping through the floor. So wait for some signs of strength really. I'd wait for at least a 3 candle pattern if you're going to play price action. So wait for a 3-bar reversal, dark cloud cover or something like that before you start getting in. And obviously a reversal alert ideally. So if we now chop around here and then make a new high, this is going to be your reversal there. You'll get the alert there. See what happens with that one. But it'll up to 100. And US dollar Swiss. So US dollar Swiss obviously has come down. We've bounced off of 100 ADR. Nice reversal alert. Straight away retested. Again, big propulsion moves on the way down. Lots and lots of gaps on the way down. So big strong pushes today. We've got to crack through all of those on the way back up. But very, very, very nicely extended. Massively extended on the hourly. 4 hourly. Not quite there yet, but we are popping off the 24 perfectly as well. So it's a 24 bounce there. It's an hourly RSI extension. It's a 15-minute RSI extension, and it's a 5-minute reversal alert at ADR. So confluence coming out of its backside. So it looks good for a long. And we are expecting some US dollar strength to come through. We've had a decent enough pullback on this, ready for the next leg. So 3 o'clock this afternoon, we've got PMI. So we might need another 45 minutes before we start getting some US dollar strength coming through. But we'll see what happens. Again, we don't know which way it's going to go. We've got non-farm payroll on Friday. We've got unemployment figures coming out tomorrow. So it could be that they do want to put in a deeper leg on this. I find it unlikely we would want to push deeper after a move like this. But, you know, this is... market does what the market does, but this is shot. So I'd be looking for longs on US dollar this afternoon. Also, US dollar Swiss has already hit its weekly range. We're only on Tuesday lunchtime. We've already done an entire week's range. Yeah. Average weekly range on this is 132 pips. We've done 140 pips already. We're on Tuesday. So really big extensions across the daily and weekly ranges. 4 hour. Nothing. Flat. Nothing to look at. So, yeah, nothing exciting happening there. Skip over. US dollar Swiss, hourly. We've just looked at this one. Hourly RSI extension at a lovely propulsion gap. So, this is a nice area for longs. Lots and lots of selling pressure up here as targets. So, this level here, this level here, this level here. Lots of levels on the way up. We should be looking for targets for potential moves down if we are going to get a continuation. But I think today they're going to want to breathe. So everybody that's got in short here, they haven't taken any profits yet on this 2-day move. So for me, I think the market is going to want to breathe and at least put in a pullback if this is not where we are going to reverse from. So I'll be looking for long opportunities, as I say. Euro US dollar, same thing, massive extension to the upside. We looked at this one this morning. We were just starting to get some reversals. I put in the Telegram group this morning, just starting to get some reversals early London. We pushed up and we stop hunted the Asian the Asian session in London. And at the moment we're just pulling back. So potentially we're looking for reversal alert in the New York Open to come down somewhere and meet the buyers. So yeah, looking good for shorts on that one as well. Not got ADR on that yet, but nicely extended on the hourly. Really big, strong push, profit take opportunity. So all looking good. Fair few setups, mainly on the US dollar pairs. So that's it, really. That was quick, wasn't it, this afternoon? There is no opportunities. We haven't got anything extended on the RSI because everything on the 4-hour RSI that we were extended on, we are either banking or is in profit for us. So banked some today on the EAs. Just quickly go through those. That is mean reversion. H1M5. Actually, I don't think we banked anything on H1M5 today. No, just got into Euro US dollar short on H1M5. Yeah, so just got entries there. So that's first entry on H1 RSI extension. That's the first reversal alert we've had. H4 M15 mean reversion. We've closed out US dollar Swiss this morning. I can't remember which of these I looked at. So we had that nice reversal alert there, which just closed out today. That pound US dollar trade has closed out today as well. We looked at that one this morning, didn't we? Have to go out deeper on that one because that was a 2-week trade. Trend, H4 M15 trend. I think we've just closed US dollar Swiss. Yeah, that was closed this morning. So that sell was closed out. And pound US dollar. So that was the same trade. And H4M15 in line with COT bias. I don't think we closed anything out today. No. So yesterday we closed one out, but that's it. So close a bit of profit out today. And because I've got a Robo Forex account, I get a VIP rebate every month. Look at that. They're giving me over $1. Whoopie-doo. Yeah. So, there you go. So there's a few bits closed out this morning. A few nice trades closed. That short, which was a nice H1 extension. Short. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Holding off selling EU as there might be one more push higher to the 125 ADR, which is also the 4-hour 200 moving average. I don't use the 400 to the 200 MA. The 400, the 200 MA on the 4-hour. Learn to speak. I think that's my 200. Yeah. Can't see it because it's behind the behind everything, so I can't see it. But yeah, I'll take your word for it. Probably is about that. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Euro US dollar. We may get a push up to the 24, basically. So. We'll see. We are at a nice level on this one at the moment, though. Anywhere around here is good. Where we are here, we got really nice support, resistance, accumulated multiple times. We've bounced off of it so many times, it's like impossible to count, basically. And we just first retest. So first retest is quite often a fairly decent bounce. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it could go anywhere in this area. We've got a sell area up there as well. There's all sorts of places this could bounce. New Zealand dollar CAD has just hit 125. Still pushing. So we're up at that level now. New Zealand dollar CAD. So see if that holds off of that news. If this is where they're reaching for. Everybody that got short here has their stop here. Everybody that got short here that isn't out yet has their stop here. Now they don't. Where do you think they're going to take it? Who knows? Up or down, one or the other. Right. So this afternoon, I'm planning this afternoon, Rahat, using EA. How can we take only a single trade at a time? I don't want the EA to open opposite trade until the first one is closed. I don't think I've got the EA on this platform. No, I haven't. Let me open the VPS. So if you want to open a single trade at a time, you don't want the EA to open the opposite trade until the first one is closed. I don't know why you would do that. I mean, I don't really see what you're trying to do. So you want to open one trade. So if you only want to open one trade at a time in one direction, you set the minimum and maximum buy orders, or the maximum buy orders and maximum sell orders to 0, and then it will only take one trade. Yeah, which is what it is as default. You could also use the close trades on opposite signal as true. So when it gets the opposite signal, it will shut the position and then open another one in the opposite direction. or you could also use close order on opposite alert. That should be on opposite alert or not in opposite alert. Which basically, as soon as you get a reversal alert in the opposite direction to your trade, it will close it out. You don't want to get hedged. Right, well, if you don't want to get hedged, pick a direction and get in, long or short. Don't use both. Just if you want to go long, use long signals or short signals. Don't use both. That's hedging mode. So basically, the EA will get in based on your rules, RSI, moving average, etc., etc., ADR. It will get in on whatever rules you've set for RSI, higher time frame RSI, moving averages, ADR, whatever you want. But it will get in the direction that you tell it to get in when those conditions are met. So if you just want to get in one direction, pick a direction. When you put the EA on your also, if multi-direction baskets set to true, what's going to happen? Multi-direction baskets is... have you read the manual, Rahat? Everything is... I'm not going to go through your setting here. I've got a 2.5 hour video explaining every setting in minute detail, and there's also a manual which is probably about 20 A4 sides long, explaining everything and how this works. It's all in there. So I would encourage you to go and read that. But multi-direction baskets will close the baskets out in profit when they hit your profit criteria in both directions. So if all of your longs and your shorts add up to £50 or half an ADR in this case, it will close all positions long and short at the same time. So it's all in the manual though. Market's opening in 2 minutes. Sorry, I can't spend much more time on that because the market's about to open. But yeah, it's all in the manual. So go to on the website for the EA. Yeah, just click view the manual for the EA. And that will take you to the page with the video on it and the manual. Explains absolutely everything you could possibly want to know. But yeah, watch the video. The video is probably the thing that's going to make the most impact. And obviously just skip through the video. You'll see where I am in the settings. So just skip through the video until you see me talking about what you're interested in. Right, scalping this afternoon. I fancy doing some futures. One minute to open. I just need to check the EA one sec. Dow. Where are you? Oh, God. Just found a bug in my EA. Whoops. That's cost me. Not a lot, but it's cost me. Yeah. Okay. So that was taken from 29 at the 15-minute high, which was there. Okay. So I'm just... I've got the EA basically running, which puts opening range breakout trades in for me, which I'm testing. But I'm testing it on a live account. So right, so I'm going to do some futures this afternoon. So having a look at the indices from yesterday, we had another update, which is good. So nice positive day yesterday across the board, which is very nice to see. This looks to me like it's the pullback on the down move at the moment. So we're looking for some kind of rejection at some point around these levels. So we'll see what happens today. I'm hoping today we're going to get a little bit more of a push, and then sort of pull back from there. So we'll see. At the moment we're opening with a pullback, but I think at the moment, with the way that this is panning out, it looks to me like we are going to go lower on the indices. So we'll see. I'm expecting to go into a kind of rotation that we've been in. So we had this nice rotation down here. We've pushed up and we're expecting to pull back from there at some point. But we'll see today. It certainly looks like they want to pull back at the open, doesn't it? So NAS and S&P, NAS and S&P selling off hard at the open. I don't know, but what's your thoughts? Where do we think we're going? Long or short today? Difficult situation at the minute. I'm trading the Nasdaq basically. I'm going to assume this is a initial dump before a push. I'm just going long one. Let's get my. Oh, I haven't got any lines. Just marking the opening range, the 15-minute opening range. Got someone there. Oops. Get rid of that one. But yeah, I don't know. I think we need another update. We need more of a push. We want to get up to that 20 moving average, 24 moving average, I think. And then that will give us an opportunity to come down, I think, from there. But we will see. But I'm playing longs today, so I'm looking to buy any pullbacks that we get initially, with a view to just pushing a little bit higher on the day. Kind of a little grindy up move is what I'm looking for today, but we'll see. NAS S&P is opening fairly bullish. NAS isn't too bad at the moment. Haven't really gone anywhere yet in the first 15 minutes. Would love SPX to reach 45.40 and look to sell from there. 45.40, 45.50, yeah. That's what I'm hoping for today. I think maybe even a little bit higher, to be honest. But 45.45, so 45.70 at the moment is the what MAs have I got on here? 72, yeah. I was going to say, is the 72. So that's really where I'd like to see it get to. Adding one more to NAS long. If we can get to the 72, it'd be absolutely beautiful. But the 20 is at 45.37. So anywhere between those two, I think is really the sell zone. So that's what my thoughts are on it at the moment. That's the opening range so far. Just watching these lows here. So today we've got a crack. Well, 1500 really is target today on the NAS. 15,000 rather. Adding one more NAS. NAS. S&P is trying to take out new highs. So if those hold, we should get the NAS dragged along with it. What am I 3 long now? No. Closing 1. Closing a second 1. Just going to wait and see if we invalidate these lows, basically. Should really wait for the 15-minute range to go in, but S&P looked like it was going to pop. It hasn't though. Let's see if we hold this initial 5-minute open on the NAS. NAS is a lot heavier than the S&P today. A lot heavier. Unusual. A lot of tech stocks coming out after market today, so a lot more positioning on the tech stocks. Obviously, Google being the main one. No, closing out. We've just broken down through those lows, so didn't get the pop on the opening range, on the opening move. So we'll see how far we get. We got these lows down here. Okay, we've got potential double bottom going in on the NAS. I'm going to buy one more. I think it might have just been a bit premature on that entry. Okay, S&P got bullish engulfing going in. We've still got a minute left on these candles, roughly. Okay, Nasdaq seems to be holding these lows. The S&P holding 4,500 level. So we just tapped straight into 4,500 and rejected, and we're still holding it. So bullish start, adding one more onto the NAS. So we've got W pattern. So we're just taking out these lows, forming a W. Again, a little bit premature with that entry. It should have been there, but I'm a bit keen to get my money I lost back on the Bitcoin today. Kind of making me a little bit more aggressive than usual, having my broker steal effectively $200 out of my account. It's my fault for not checking, but hey, what the hell. Can't believe that. $200 in commission on 2 scalp trades, which lasted... How long did those scalp trades last? So I entered at 14.22. I exited at 14.23. So literally 1.5, 2 minutes. I made $40. They made $200. 2 minutes. That's the most. I think that's got to be the most expensive trade I've ever done in my life. Looks like we're going to invalidate these lows. We are. Gosh, this is a good start, isn't it? Okay, so just holding these lows at the minute. So that is now the 15-minute opening range low for NAS. $14,850 is broken. We're off to the downside. Oh, jeez. Taking them both off, going flat. Right. Wait for the 15-minute open. Why do they charge you $200 commission? I've no idea. I've no idea how they justify charging $100 commission. It's not as if they're big positions. Yeah, I took a 0.63 long on Bitcoin, and it cost me $100. I've no idea why the commission is so high on Bitcoin. I didn't look, to be honest. I've never experienced that in a broker. I've been trading 13 years. No one's ever charged me $100 to go long on anything ever. I have no idea. But I shan't be trading Bitcoin anymore as CFDs anyway. It's crooked. Right, we're selling off heavy at the open on the indices today. Let's have a quick look at where we're going. So potentially we're coming down to 1640 area. Is the next support, which is also at the top of this propulsion move up from yesterday. So yesterday, yeah. So potentially we're off down there today. We'll see. Big sell-off at the open. That's a massive range for the first 15 minutes. It's going to be quite hard to decipher where they're going to go from there. We could just sit in rotation and inside bars on this thing for hours this afternoon. It's a big range, that. Big range. We've got 1 minute until candle close. So S&P, we've still got quite a bit of support down here potentially. We're in this big sell area at the moment after this big move down. So we've managed to shoot ourselves back up, but we've run straight into potential resistance on the S&P there. Look, double topped it as well. So looking heavy. Okay, that's 15-minute opening ranges in. That's massive. Okay, going short one on the NAS. Just going to see if we can, if this is going to sell off of that double top. Not going to stay in it for long. S&P seems to be in charge today. Okay, we're going to put a big propulsion gap in here on the S&P if that is going to continue to sell off today, which they'll probably want to come up and retest at some point, which means we'll get an opening range break and retest if it continues to sell off. S&P just broken the 15-minute low, or trying to anyway. Got lots of accumulation here. There's going to be a load of orders here. Obviously, at the moment, this accumulation is buyers because we popped to the upside on it. And we're just running, obviously, to resistance at the top. So there's potential for a bit of a bounce around here at the moment. The buyers are stepping back in again by the looks of things down here, but not that convincingly at the minute. Okay, we're ticking up on the NAS. Closing that. Oh, no, sorry. Just sold one again. That was an accidental click. I was meant to exit that position. I'll give it to $100 and then I'm out. There we go, I'm out. Not getting any vibes short on this or long at the moment, so I'm just going to sit on the sidelines for a minute. It's just chop today so far. So we're just pulling up to test this wick here to see if we are going to sell back out of that area short. Same on the NAS. So we've got propulsion gap put in there now. Got propulsion gap put in there. So see if this holds and we get some rejection out of there, which is this level on the NAS. Oh, I need some oil for my chair. So plan today was to buy the dip, but that's much more aggressive, faster dip than I was expecting. That's not really a dip, that's a dump. I was expecting, you saw me buying here, I was expecting a pullback on the open and maybe a pullback a bit further and then a break of the highs. That was a big 15-minute sell-off at the open there, a lot stronger than I was expecting if we were going to push higher. So not really got a directional bias on this one. So S&P and NAS kind of run in sync. Yeah, Rich. So obviously the S&P is the top 500 stocks in the US. The NASDAQ is the top 100 tech stocks in the US. And virtually all of these are in that. So when this moves, it has a big influence on the S&P 500. And the US 30, the Dow, those 30 are also in there, and some of them are in there. So all of the indices, all three American indices, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500 and the Dow, US 30, all move in tandem together. Because they're all basically monitoring stocks. And the other thing, obviously, in the S&P, you've got sectors as well, and sectors will move. So you'll have the aerospace sector moving, or the tech sector moving, or retail sector moving. And in the retail sector, there will also be tech-related stocks to those retail sectors. So if a retail sector moves, any tech stocks that sell into that retail sector, like till manufacturers, warehouse system manufacturers, they will all move along with retail sector as well. So the whole thing is connected together. All the indices are kind of connected together. But when you get earnings like we got at the moment, so at the moment the earnings for today are AMD, Google, Gilead, PayPal. You got lots of tech in here. Qualcomm, got Amazon, Snap. There's loads basically of tech this week. But today's the big one with Google. So, but that is until aftermarket. So we will get those coming through tomorrow. Well, the stock purchasing and selling will be tomorrow. We'll get probably quite a bit of pre-market movement tomorrow in London. Okay, so we're selling off again. I'm going to go... Just how long have we got on this candle? I just want to see what happens with this 5-minute candle on the NAS. Poised on the sell button at the minute. We got the S&P gap being rejected. So everyone that's sold in this big move here, if we're going to go down today, they're going to defend this area and try to add into their positions, which seems to be what's happening. So we're getting another tick down at resistance. But there's still quite a lot of buying coming in. Should have got out of those a lot earlier. Those sells which were wrong. Those buys which were wrong. We've got 6 minutes until news. Selling one in the NAS. So 5 minutes time. We've got manufacturing and job openings. Adding one more sell on the NAS. So sellers defended that area nicely. Seem to be getting more bearish action coming in. Want to see a real convincing break of this 15-minute range low though, really. At the moment we're just coming down to retest the lows. Need to see this level break. And not this level. So market structure wise, if this is going to be a support bounce, a resistance bounce, we would look to see that kind of price action coming in and breaking these lows. If the bottom is going to hold, we're going to be putting in that kind of movement, which is breaking those highs. So at the moment we're kind of critical as to whether we're going to break high or low. Okay, selling one more down towards the lows. Just getting ready to get out of these fast. We've got 4 minutes to news. Still holding this area on the S&P. Just Christmas trees at the minute at the bottom. Just accumulating ahead of news at the minute. Get ready to pop at 3 o'clock. One way or the other. Okay, 1 minute. Just watching my P&L. I have $1,000 basically loss limit, so may well be out on this news for the day. Okay, news is out. Just watching for clues on the S&P as to which way we're going. S&P's breaking down. Retesting the lows, adding one more to the NAS. Short. Got support there. It's old support. Let's get rid of that. Not really any levels of interest there apart from there. So just hold that in place. Lows are holding on both of these, so I'm just getting ready to exit these. No, I can't get out the range. Can't get out the 15-minute range. So just going to see if we're going to break up one more brick on the Renko. So at the moment we are actually holding potential resistance there. But okay, here we go. Okay, first runner of the day, hopefully. S&P support is at 48.82. When the S&P gets down to 48.82, I'll probably sell one NAS off just in case we get a bounce down there, which brings it back up again. It's not really anything till 41 on the NAS, but I don't want to get a bounce off of that, which sort of drags it back up again. So where's that? 40, yeah, 641.25. Oops. Somewhere around there. Okay, testing 48.82 on the S&P. Bit of resistance down there. No, let's crack that. That's good. Should get a rally down the NAS if that continues. Really should have exited those losses earlier. Okay, exiting one. Just going to take one off and put it in the bank. Getting some support at 48.82, just in case we get a bounce down there. Looks like we are going to continue down, so I'll just hold the rest. Rahat, just shared your 3-month results by DM. If I can't click on that, if I click on that, it's going to open in the middle of my screen. Do you want me to click on it and show everybody what your 3-month results are? I don't mind if you don't mind. Just coming down to support on the NAS. On the Renko. Here we go. This is Rahat's 3 months. Is this with the EA or is this manual? %57 in 3 months. Nice. Very consistent. Very consistent. Good job. That's a really good job. That's better than I've done. Although you may have been a little bit over leveraged possibly, but that was very good. Good job. Nice consistent daily banking. Thinking of closing one more. NAS. Closing one more. Holding 2 short still. Just hitting a bit of chop down there. And the S&P. Probably going to pull back. If we're going to continue down, we're going to pull back because we need to power up to drop it. So looking for a bounce. Let me just move this line down. So looking for a support there. 14777. or basically 15-minute low. %, with the EA and approximately 25% drawdown. Very good. So it's good. Which is exactly what you should be doing. You should be using the EA to get you into initial trades or to manage additional positions for you once you're in the trades, and then do manual drawdown control. 25% drawdown, that's pretty good. Good. That's what it's all about. Making money. Not this. I've had a tough start to February, I really have. Yesterday was like pulling teeth to make very little money. Today, learnt valuable lessons in Bitcoin commission and been chopped around in the market a fair bit. And yeah, got the NAS open wrong. So yeah, really good start to February for me. Thank God it's only the first day. Got another 27 to go. Getting support. Holding potentially on Renko. Going to get a new propulsion gap on S&P form. NAS very small at the 15-minute lows. Adding one more short NAS. Should have waited for candle close, really. Got 1 more minute to close the candle on that. So let's have a quick look at what that news was. Pretty much as expected, and positive job openings. Yeah, they were forecasting a slight drop, got a slight increase. So overall, I would say probably positive US. What the hell? What are you doing, Nas? S&P just pulling back. So we're basically playing in the opening range breakout here. So play is to retest and drop. S&P hasn't quite retested either yet, but this is just an opening range breakout retest. So if we're going to continue in the direction of the opening range break and trend, that's what we'll be expecting for the afternoon. If we're going to go into a rotation, we're going to get something along those lines. If we look at where we are so far today, we're pulling back basically into yesterday's move at the moment. So could easily do a 50% retracement on yesterday's move. We've got this wick here on the NASDAQ, which is there, which is 636. So it's this level here. Down there. That's where I would expect to get to. Somewhere down here. If we're going to continue, we should be able to get ourselves at least down to there. And then obviously if they do want to rotate back up, put in a positive red to green day, then that's probably where we're going to get the bounce. If they're going down there. We don't know. Andy, it's unlike the fund boys to stay away from the markets on the first day of the month. I wonder where they are putting their money for this month. Yeah. Who knows? Depends how much they took out at the end of last month, because there wasn't actually a massive amount of movement yesterday, positioning wise. I mean, no, there was actually, wasn't there? It was mainly on the Aussie and the New Zealand yesterday, wasn't it? So, and obviously the US dollar's been selling back off. So, US dollar long, which will quite often mean indices short. So this kind of makes sense. What they're doing with the Dixie. Yeah, so they've just literally they've just stop hunted the Asian. Sorry, not the Asian. The London highs. So it's difficult. Difficult today. I'm tempted to take one short on that as well. I'm not going to. I'm already in it. I'm short indices. I'm not going to take one in that as well because I'm just going to be opening myself up for more leverage. So, and at the moment, it ain't going my way again. Still holding on the S&P. Sellers are still stepping in. 1 minute left on this candle. We haven't broken back inside the opening range on the S&P yet, and as we have, but we're just sort of retesting this propulsion candle at the minute. God. A bit higher than I wanted to go in the NAS, but we'll see. No, don't like that. Exiting 2 of those for a loss. I'm just going to hold one and re-add if we do break back down below. But if we are going to push, I don't want 3 contracts short and just a spike. That would hurt. Adding one more short. It's all a bit weird today. EU is following Dixie, but not in its conventional manner. Just keeping an eye on that. Where are we? 8:20. Just yeah, Euro US. I mean, obviously, this has just stop hunted the lows of London, as the Dixie has stop hunted the highs of London. So it is kind of doing the same thing. Oh God, we're up to 48. Get ready to exit one of these. Got 3 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. I want to see this close bearish, really. If we don't close back down below this support and get a bearish candle put in, decent one, not a hammer, I don't really like the look of this. Got a feeling it's going to be one of those undecided days today, because we've got all the news coming out after market. We could be having horrible choppy conditions again. Okay, 48.20 is my line in the sand, which has been hit. Just exiting another one. Certainly not a trend today, is it? Okay, short one more. So I'm looking for a break. I'll add on the break. But the market structure at the moment is potentially pushing up, but this could be the start of a reversal here. So see if we get any continuation to the downside. We really need a bearish candle put in on both of these. This area is holding at the moment, but lots of wicks to the downside. So, you know, this, if you're getting any kind of bearish price action with a huge wick on the bottom, it's not bearish price action, it's bullish. So we're looking bullish at the moment. We haven't got candle close yet. Obviously, we've got another minute to go, but there's a lot of buying pressure still. It's hard to force down. Okay, that's pretty good. So going to enter again on the break of the low of this candle. Assuming we break the low of this candle, obviously. See if we get another run to the downside. Can't really see. I mean, you can't even really see market structure in this. This is just one move at the moment. This is every possibility we're coming back up here. Don't like this today at all. So accumulating shorts in there. Hopefully accumulating shorts in here. Looking for a push, break and push of the lows. If you think volume profile, you have a big volume spike and we're putting another one in there. So this is an area of strong selling pressure. So we would want to see strong selling pressure coming out of there, i.e. lots of rejection wicks to the upside. Too many buyers today. Closing one, really out of tune with this today, so I'm going to call it a day. I think there's no point. I'm basically all I'm going to do today is get chopped around and hit my loss target. So I'd rather stop short of my loss target and call it a day. Can't read this today at all. It's just going to chop and rotate, which is all it's done since it's opened, really. So this whole 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 minutes sideways. Flat. I'll take that. 747. I am a plane today. 747 loss. I'm not going to trade any more of that. I'm just going to watch the indices on the 1 minute. I can't get any direction out of this, so probably better off just trading 1 minute. What the hell? Whoa. Okay. So I'm going to trade the Dow. And keep an eye on what Nasdaq's up to. See where we're going. Sometimes it's a bit clearer just seeing it on 1 minute. So the market structure at the moment is south until we break these highs. So direction-wise, I think I'm right, but it's just chopping, just really choppy at the minute. So you kind of want to be able to get in and out a little bit quicker. Dow. So NAS is just coming up into potential resistance. See what I mean when I keep going on about moving average crossovers, yeah? Just about to get a moving average crossover here, where everyone starts to take trades on MA crosses. This move started here. So by the time you've got that moving average crossover signal, market's ready to come back down the other way. Okay, short one on the Dow. Hello, short one. Oh. Short one. There we go. Oh, I've got too much leverage on as well. Add in one more. So just basically playing market structure, short. Nas is coming off of resistance. Just waiting to see if we are going to be able to close below the 20 and the 50. Adding one more. Stops to break even. Okay, closing that out. Nice dent. There's another 100 in the bank. I think that was 100. 50, 80, 110. Just waiting to see if we get a pullback. Get in again. So either market structure here is that or that. I'm banking short at the minute, but very difficult directional bias on this at the minute. If you look at M5 today from the open, we have got no directional bias. This is a rotational day. Very, very difficult to trade in rotation. It's usually support resistance based, obviously, highs and lows ranges. But we've got no trend direction at all. So it's flipping a coin at the minute. It's long or short. Don't know. And you can see, obviously, here, there's very, very solid market structure to the downside here. And there's very, very, very solid market structure to the upside. Guess is as good as mine. Where we're going. What's the name of the trade management tool? It's called Simple Trade Panel, I think. Yeah, Simple Order Panel. Simple Order Panel MP. It's a freebie off of MQL5. So just go and Google it on go and search for it on MQL5. You'll find it. Selling one. Went a bit quick there. Got in another one there, a bit too quick. Bit of a lucky trade that. That's where I wanted to sell. Selling one more. So I'm basically playing the short market structure here. You can play the long market structure. Take your pick today. Rotation could go either way. Just gonna be really quick to get out of these if it goes the wrong way. Which is why you need something like this if you're scalping. You can't scalp with MT4 at all. Don't like it. Ah, typical. Gonna get one more. This is so choppy. So choppy. One more short. Should have kept them. Okay, so it looks like we are trying to go short. I've only got 2 on now. Jeez. No point getting out of that. It's nearly at TP anyway. Stop loss rather. David, you mentioned strategy quant EAs earlier on Telegram. So 1 second, just watching this. I just want to be a little cautious on this because until it gets into profit, I'm just going to get stopped out potentially anyway. But until it gets into profit, I can't really stop watching. No, it's going to stop out. I'm just going to take the stop on it. It's going to be one of those days today. You mentioned strategy quant EAs earlier on Telegram. Which time frames have you built for? I'm finding D1 and H4 relatively easy to produce. H1 not so much. H1, all mine are H1. H4 is obviously easier, and daily is much easier to find strategies for. But yeah, mine are all H1 strategies. I'll show you in a second. We're just chopping and accumulating here for the next move. I think what I might do is just go a slightly wider stop because I got stopped out a bit too quick there on those. I was a bit too tight on the stop. It's very, very wicky today. So we're just pushing up. It's just no direction at all. Really dodgy trading conditions this is. We haven't gone anywhere at all yet. Nasty. So all my strategy quant EAs, Euro US dollar's in profit, by the way. If you took that Euro US dollar, or you've got the EA and the EA took the Euro US dollar for you. It's coming down fairly nice. Why is my zoom out button not working? Come on, MT4, wake up. Yeah, so mine are all hourly, every single strategy. I've got the odd 4-hour strategy, but the vast majority are hourlies. 110 down today. Got some profit there, though. 17 down with 100 on the pound US running. But again, these are all hourlies. I found the hourly the easiest. But, you know, I mean, with strategy quant, it depends how long you leave it running for. My strategy quant hourly on genetic evolution is running for somewhere between 2 to 3 days to generate 5 to 10,000 strategies, of which I'll probably get 5. So, you know, I've got 150 strategies on test here. There's a good 3 weeks worth of solid work to generate these. But it's worth it. They've done 26% profit in the last quarter. You know, on 200% return on investment forecast for them. So that is if assuming they all pass. They're not all going to pass forward testing. They're all in forward testing at the minute, which, you know, that can go wrong, forward testing. I've started messing around with Algo Wizard, not being proficient in MQL for myself. Yeah, Algo Wizard in strategy quant is good. There's better tools out there than Algo Wizard, I think. Not better, more simple. So there's an EA for MT4 which you can buy, which is about $200, and that will allow you to create strategies yourself as well. But you're much better off letting strategy quant generate strategies for you than you are trying to build them in Algo Wizard. If you spend hours in Algo Wizard trying to perfect an RSI strategy, why not let strategy quant generate 250,000 strategies an hour for you, or 25,000 strategies an hour, all based on the RSI. Let it find out what works. Don't try and find out what works yourself. Let it tell you what works. So you're much better doing it that way. We've got 30 seconds left on this candle, which is starting to look a little bearish. We've got some nice wicks to the upside. We're starting to put bearish engulfing in. Leave that candle to close. David, similar timeline on strategy production for me. Yeah, it's weeks. Selling one. It's weeks. Not. I mean, I haven't done any. There's other YouTubers out there that have done lots of videos on strategy quant. I spent quite a lot of time before Christmas going through strategy quant generation in the live room, and how I was generating them. Selling one more. Looking to get some propulsion moves here potentially. Maybe not. We just put in a lower high. And the NAS has got wicks to the upside, so it's looking heavy. The market's looking heavy. Selling one more. The market's also looking wicky. Just horrible. Look at these wicks on M5. Look, 3 on the trot. It's horrible. Yeah, so strategy quant. For anybody that's in here that doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, strategy quant is a software for strategy generation and testing. It's the most advanced software out there for quant creation, which is basically bots Quants is basically the technical term that the banks use for them. But basically, strategy generation to create alpha. So you look at building EAs and strategies that you backtest over and you optimize over a set period of time, and then you take that strategy that's been generated over years and years and years of backtesting to be profitable, then you give it an out of sample data set. And that out of sample data set, the strategy's never seen before, so it's got no idea about the price action in there. If it then passes that out of sample test to prove itself profitable on data that it's never seen, i.e. market movement it's never seen, then you take it on for further robustness testing to see if it will generate the same return or similar positive return on different instruments, different time frames, using systems called Monte Carlo tests, which will test whether the strategy can perform profitably if you miss 30% of the trades at random. If you take those trades and put them in a completely different order, will the drawdown be similar? Will it still produce alpha, i.e. profit? So it's a very, very, very rigorous automated testing system for generating EAs, and it basically uses everything in. Here you go. Here's all the strategy quant indicators. They all SQ they start with. So it's ADX, Arun, ATR, fibs, fractals, highest prices, lowest prices, linear regression, everything, RSI, everything you normally would see and use in a system, it does. So that's strategy quant. Go and look it up. Google it. Be warned, when you start seeing what it's capable of doing, you will lose weeks of your life. I've used strategy quant for many years. I built systems many years ago with it. But the education at that time wasn't very good. There's a lot better education that is provided by strategy quant and by third parties on YouTube now to kind of fast track it, give you faster ways to generate strategies. But then when you've got all these strategies, like I said, I've got 150 strategies I've generated over a period of weeks, which are all profitable and have passed every robustness test I can throw at them. I then put them on a live account and let them trade for 3 months and see if they can generate the same returns out of live conditions. That is after I've also back-tested them in MT4 to make sure that the strategy quant results I received were the same in the back-tester in MT4, and then they go onto live accounts. So if they come out of all of that in 3 months' time as producing profit, I will stick all my money into them and let them, not all my money, but I will stick an account together with 15, 20k and let them just produce profit. But it's long-term investment. It's not, you're not going to see positive returns all the time. These, so, I had a 1,500 quid day, 600 quid day, 200 quid lost 100 so far today, 100 loss, 17 loss, 500 profit. So it's going to, your P&L with automated strategies through strategy quant is going to look like this. Yeah. You're going to get weeks and even months where it will produce a negative return, but you know that up front because the strategy quant system shows you exactly what it's done every month. And you can see, yes, you're going to have losing months. So if you have 2 losing months in a row and then 1 winning month, doesn't mean it's a bad system. Just means at the moment, the system, the period you're testing in, hasn't produced as good results. So go and look at it. Very, very, very powerful piece of software. But it's designed to build a portfolio of strategies. You don't just make one strategy and let it trade that. You create a portfolio of lots of strategies that create small return. So if they can only generate 1% a year, that's no problem. You put 100 of those strategies on your account, all of a sudden you've got 100% return on investment. That's what they're designed to do. And that's what the banks do. Yeah, they don't just have one quant running that is trading the market. All this movement you're seeing here is not human beings. This is quants running. There's not just one quant running. There's hundreds of quants, thousands of quants running, all doing different things, all generating their own alpha. It's looking slightly positive, isn't it? eventually, possibly. It's just no structure to this thing today at all, is there? It's awful. Chop, 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 chop. I'm almost toying with the idea of banking this. I just got this horrible feeling I'm going to regret it if I don't. It just feels choppy. Can you use commercial indicators from MQL5? No, not with Strategy Quant, not at the moment, no. They're looking into that. There is a kind of beta test at the moment going on. You can load external indicators, but they've got to be fairly simple. And you've got to have the MQL4 code for them, MQL5 code for them. So you can't, you've got to have a source code, as far as I know. But you don't need them. You don't need any external indicators. Strategy Quant will generate thousands of strategies that are profitable with just bog standard indicators. This is trading is luck, is luck and risk management, as you can see here. Yeah, I've no idea which way this is going. I haven't got a clue. This could go like that any second now. It could go like that any second. I have no idea where this is going. What I do know is that if it starts to go my way, I cut my losers, and it starts to go my way, I add positions, so that when I do get that move, that pays me. Yeah, and that's all that Strategy Quant is doing. It's getting indicators with set conditions and seeing if we combine this indicator with this indicator, and we do this with this TP and this stop loss, can we generate profit over a long period of time? Yes or no? If no, chuck it out the window. If yes, brilliant, we'll use that. Now let's see if we can modify these signals from this indicator, or these combinations of indicator, and if we see if we can squeeze some more profit out. If so, yes, we'll give you all of these results as well. And that's basically what it does. There's no rhyme or reason to it, whether the RSI is above and below this level or whatever. But if they've tested 1,000 trades with those combinations of indicators over a period of 6 years and it's come out on top, that is a strategy. It could be complete luck. And this is where out of sample testing and forward testing comes into it. You are verifying whether that is luck or not. So if you develop a strategy, so if I pick... So if I develop a strategy using that data there, and it creates a positive return, and then I test that strategy again on that data there, and it still creates a positive return, and then I put it into a live market and test it moving forward for that amount of time, and it still produces a positive return, that's not luck. So the strategy was generated on that data, retested on that data which it had never seen before, and tested live on that data that it had never seen before. The chances of that being luck are very, 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 very slim. That is a robust strategy based on market conditions that happen over and over again. Things like market structure. Yeah. Sometimes it fails. Yeah. If this trade doesn't work now, market structure is failing. It's going to fail. I'm going to lose. But it's about keeping the losses small, or managing those losses, and adding when it wins. So if this now breaks down here, I'll add another position. If it gets down to there, I'll pretty much wipe that out. But sometimes luck's not on your side, and you have days like this where you just can't get the moves. If the market doesn't move, you can't make money. As long as the market's moving, we're all right. But that's basically what Strategy Quant does. It just looks for patterns with indicators. So every time the RSI gets extended over X, and the ADX is extended over X, and the ATR is above Y, enter a trade short with a stop of X and a TP of Y. Repeat that 10,000 times. Is it profitable? Yes. Brilliant. Now repeat it another 10,000 times on a different data set. Is it profitable? Yes. Now repeat it another 10,000 times on a different instrument. Is it profitable? Yes. Now repeat it another 1,000 times on a different time frame. Is it profitable? Yes. It's profitable. End of story. Now put it on a live account and test it for 3 months. Is it profitable? Yes. Stick your money on it. It works. But it's not going to generate 100% a year or 10% return a month. It's going to be one strategy of a combination of 50 to 100 strategies you're going to run, all producing very small alpha. Very small alpha combined together becomes big profit. That's the whole purpose of it, strategy quant. Not looking for that one strategy that makes money. You need a combination. Yeah. So when I don't know if there's any at the moment on this, so I'm just keeping an eye on this. I'm just limiting my risk on that. I'm not overly keen on it, but if we are going to hold structure, it's probably about where I would look for it to come back down. So it's just choppy as you like, isn't it? I just want to see if we get bearish engulfing on this. You know, I said I'd regret not taking the profit down there. Oh, it's going to stop out. Right, just got that. I've got to give up trading today. It's not my day today. So, yeah, with these basically, you see the pound US dollar, and let's just sort them by symbol. Actually, let's keep them. Actually, let's just look at a pair. Yeah, here we go. So pound yen. Yeah. There's 3 trades at the moment on the pound yen taken by 3 individual EAs. All different EAs, yeah? 2 of them have decided to go long because the conditions that they have in their system say to long at that particular point. One of them is going short. So these have all got positive risk-reward ratios on them. Every single EA has got a positive risk-reward. So it gets into a trade in a direction, and it has a stop and a TP. Some of them don't have stop losses, but they will have conditions in the indicator where if X crosses below Y, exit. Yeah, and some of them, as you can see, won't have a TP because they will have conditions where price crosses above X, exit. But we're hedged here, aren't we? So it doesn't really matter which way pound yen goes now. We're going to make money. We're going to hit one of our TPs or one of our stop losses in all likelihood. Yes, I would prefer pound yen to go up because these two are going to make money and this one will make a loss. But this is the whole purpose of running a portfolio of strategies. On the pound yen at any one time, I could have 10 or 15 trades running maybe on 10 or 15 different EAs. You can see how many pound US dollar H1s I've got running here. Yeah, they're all pound US dollar H1. They will trade whichever direction they fancy trading. There's more of them, there's loads more of them. But sometimes they will all lose at the same time. Sometimes they will all win at the same time. But the winners will way outweigh the losses in the long run. And that's what portfolio quant trading is all about. It's about building that portfolio. And this is how hedge funds work, yeah? They have a portfolio where they will trade some of their profit in some of their positions in indices, some of their positions will be in metals, some of them will be in commodities, some of them will be on FX pairs. They'll have a range of instruments in their portfolio. So if something happens to one instrument, it will probably have a different impact on another instrument, and they'll profit on one and they'll lose on the other. Hedging. That's why they're called hedge funds. Well, also that they hedge transactions for their customers. But so yeah, and that is basically what the quants, what you develop with Strategy Quant, are doing. They are hedging for you. And when you get a big move in one direction, like we get a 100 or 200% ADR move in one direction, if you've got 5 of your quants long in that at that time, happy days. And that's why you get big days and small and big losers sometimes. But the overall whole portfolio drawdown was just about 28-30%, I think it was. I haven't got it with those figures with me, but yeah. Actually, have I got a strategy? I've got a quant on here. Have a quick look at it if you like, if anybody's interested. Because this ain't my day for trading, so the market's just not conducive to scalping today. Although we are at a lovely double top position here, I'm going to go with a really tight stop. It's definitely not my day. Right. So one sec. I've just got to install. Not install. I'm just updating Strategy Quant. Just see what this is up to. Gosh, worst day ever. So this is basically Strategy Quant. And let me load up some strategies. Might have some in there. Let's see if we've got any strategies. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so building strategies with this one. So we're basically just building simple strategies, and we're looking for the EA to be built basically with either 1 or 2 indicators, and the indicator period somewhere between 5 to 200. So think of these like moving averages, RSI levels, that sort of thing. We need to use a stop loss with 30 to 200 pips, or ATR based, somewhere between 1.5 to 5 ATR, and our profit target has to be within the same ranges as that. Yeah. And what it's going to do is it's going to, on a data set, we are using 2008 to 2018. Yeah. So what it's going to do is it's going to look to build strategies over a period of 10 years. So it's going to use 10 years worth of data, and it's going to make a strategy based on M15 time frame in this case. And what it's going to do is, when it's found those strategies, it's going to stick them in the data bank if they're profitable. Okay, so the return on drawdown on this strategy is 7.79. It generated $5,400 worth of profit using 0.01. Oh no, sorry, this one was using fixed amount, $100 risk. So using $100 risk. And that's basically, these are all the strategies it's got. So it's got 605 strategies, all with very nice profit curves, all nice return on drawdown, all running on the M15 chart. And you can go into each of the strategies. It will give you the profit, number of trades, all the information about it, percentage strike rate. You can look at every single individual trade that it took. It tells you why it got in, why it got out. It gives you an equity chart, how many days of stagnation there were where it didn't make profit. It does full trade analysis, tells you by hour, day, week, long, short, everything, exactly what that strategy was doing. Every year, what it returned. So 2011 didn't do very well, not in 10 or 12 either. So most of the profit was made in a 4-year period on it. And then it gives you the actual strategy itself, which in this case is going long when Gamma, when the market crosses above Gamma, then it will have periods for Gamma in there, which you'll have to find. 16 and 151 and 7, so 7, 16, 151 Gamma. When it closes above that, get in long. When it closes below that, get in short. And use a fixed TP and stop loss in this case. And also this one uses a trading stop. So that's that strategy. If you use that strategy, it produces that over a 10-year period. So that's basically what it does. You basically give it a list of what you want it to build. It's got genetic evolution, so when it finds a good strategy, it will then try lots of different variations of that strategy to see if it can improve it. You can set times of dates, building blocks. So in this case, it was using ADX, Arun, ATR, Awesome, Bears, Power, Bollingers. So it's basically picking from all of these indicators and combining 2 of them together and coming back with whatever works. And, you know, I don't care what works. Couldn't give a monkey's if it's using the Power XR and the QQE or what. As long as it produces positive return, who am I to worry about why it gets into the market? That's what it produces. Yeah. And then when you've done this first process, as I said, what you do then is you take this and then you retest it in the retester on a different set of data. So where we built that strategy from 2008 to 2018, what we will then do is move to 2018, beginning of January or May or whenever it was ending, and we will go to 2012, 2021. So, December 2021. So we'll now retest all these strategies that we developed over 10 years, and we'll say, go and have a look at this period of data. You've never seen this before. See if you can produce a profit on that. Yeah. And then we will also say to it, I want you to backtest on different markets. So this was built for pound US dollar. Go and see if it works on euro US dollar. Then we will ask it to go and see if it works on a different time frame. So we'll say on this one, we're developing for M15. Now go and try it on the hourly and try it on M5. Does it still produce a profit? Yep, brilliant, excellent. Now try it on US dollar Swiss. See if it produces a profit on US dollar Swiss. Yes, brilliant. Yeah, so this is this testing, the rigorous testing that it goes through. But if we just, I'll set it running on something. Let's just set it running on there, on the hourly. Data. That'll do. We're using genetics. Might struggle a little bit here because I've got a lot of programs running and this uses a lot of memory. But we'll see if we start getting some strategies out of this straight away. Normally within a couple of minutes we get the strategies. But you see how many it's producing, yeah? So it's checking 111,000 strategies an hour. 120,000. It's rejected all of them so far. Hasn't found any. So 124,000. So, you know, when you were talking about going in and playing around with the Algo Wizard here, this thing will fly through 130,000 strategies an hour. Why would you sit in Algo Wizard trying different combinations? This thing does it for you in minutes and seconds. And anything it finds profitable, it will just dump down here. I've no idea what we're testing here, so this might produce absolutely nothing. I don't even know what the parameters are. I haven't even checked them. Oh, there we go. There's a strategy. So there's our first profitable strategy. Generated $7,000 in profit. 4.6% average yearly return. See, this is not groundbreaking. This is not going to make you rich. But imagine having 100 of these. Now we're producing 46% a year. Now we're talking. Yeah, so it's finding the strategies. This is obviously just first stage. So it's tested 120,000 strategies an hour. This is going to be producing somewhere in the region of 145,000 strategies an hour. 140 strategies an hour. So you see how long you need it to run for. This is phase 1. And in phase 1, I look for somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000 strategies. 3,000 to 5,000 strategies will then be retested on out of sample data. From out of sample testing, I will probably end up with somewhere around about 10%. So 300 to 500 of those 3,000 to 5,000 will actually be profitable on out of sample data. From there, I go through robustness testing. And out of that, I will usually get somewhere between 5 to 10% of those strategies will be profitable on all markets, all conditions, and all data sets. And out of those 5 or 10, you then have to put those through a portfolio correlation to see if they are the same strategy. And if they are very similar, you want to reject the ones which have the lowest return. And after that entire process, and usually 2 to 3 days of work, you'll get 3 to 5 strategies. But those 3 to 5 strategies have a 90% chance of being robust and working on forward testing. So it is not a quick job. I'm just going to stop that. If I can I can't get the mouse to the button because it's lagging my computer massively. Right, so stop that. Yeah, so it's just generated all these. So if we haven't got return on drawdown, fitness will do the same thing. So there you go. This strategy, not amazing. 925 days it didn't produce a profit. This one didn't produce for 1,000 days. But you see the stagnation is fairly important, and you want to pay attention to that. But you can see the stagnation is in a different place on all of these strategies. So if that strategy there was making not a loss, but it wasn't making a massive amount of money, all these other ones will be making money. And this is what I say. It doesn't really matter if one of these strategies has a really bad couple of years. The others will have a good couple of years at the same time. So you're building a portfolio. You're putting all these together. So if we make a portfolio out of these, that is how many we've got? 12. So there's 12 strategies there. Combine them all together, they all made 47,000 over the period of 2003 to 2018. And that is the entire lot. You'd have had a period of just over a year where it wouldn't have made money in 2016 to 17. But other than that, year on year, we produced a profit. Yeah, that's how Strategy Quant works and what it does. I've given you a very, very, very bird's eye view of it here, but that's what I've been through to produce those ones that you see testing all the time at the moment. And you'll find a lot of these if we look at the portfolio correlation. This is the next step that you do. So you can see here that that strategy there is exactly the same as one of the other strategies. So you'll find there's correlation where you will have to dump one of those strategies basically. So you end up with ones that aren't similar. So they don't share the same. So strategy 1 and strategy 2 will have different profits and losses and things. So there's lots of stuff. You need to read up about it if you want to use it. But if you look at the source code of these, so this one uses Bollinger Bands and parabolic SAR. This one uses just a bar opening above a simple moving average and MACD. Oh no, not a MACD. That's just literally opening above a moving average and closing below a moving average makes money. This one is using Keltner channels and ATR. This one is using Keltner channels, linear regression, and another Keltner channel. This one uses MACD. This one uses bar opening above a Keltner channel. This one is open above a Bollinger Band level. Keltner and ATR. Yeah. So this one uses Ichimoku Cloud. So yeah. So you see there's a lot of diversification in there. Yeah. These are not all using the same entry criteria by any shape or form. They are very, very, very unique strategies in their own right. And when you combine them all together, you get a profit. This is obviously initial generation, so you can't use this. You have to put them through the retester, and you have to put them through all these checks, Monte Carlo checks. Sequential optimization is something I'm using a lot now as well. Higher precision back tests. You have to do slippage tests. Remember we were talking about slippage yesterday in the data. So use a spread and use slippage. So what would the impact be if I didn't get in where I wanted to and I slipped 3 pips? What would the impact be? It tells you all of that information and data. So yeah, there you go. So there's strategy quant. So now you know what I'm talking about when I talk about my strategy quant EAs and the pain I've been through to generate them. And if you want to generate them too, you can go through that same pain. But go and have a look. Strategy Quant X, it's called. It's about $1,400. It's not cheap. But you won't find anything more powerful for building automated quant portfolios in a similar way to the banks do. Yeah, banks don't care if we have crossed above a moving average, below a moving average, whether we've hit a resistance, whether there's a propulsion candle, whether there's been a market structure break. The banks couldn't give a monkeys. What they're interested in is statistical data that tells them that when they do X, Y happens. And that's what strategy quant does. It puts X and Y together and gives you the outcome. But it does it 120,000 times an hour on completely different scenarios it's never seen before, to generate a completely unique portfolio. My 150 strategies I've got, if you use the same software as me, press the button with exactly the same settings as me, at exactly the same time as me, you will get 100% different strategies to me, because the number of combinations is in the quadrillions. Yeah, so the chances of you generating the same strategy to me is virtually non-existent. So everybody gets a completely unique strategy as well. So anyway, that was a big waffle. Everybody's mind blown? Hopefully. Share this with your friends, this replay, if they're not aware of Strategy Quant. It's a brilliant bit of software. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I'm not an affiliate or anything. I'm not getting kickbacks off of it. It's just a really good bit of kit. But totally different to your everyday trading, obviously. We've got a fairly nice M pattern going in here. Is there any possibility that we might actually be getting to a point where we're going to actually pick a direction in this market? Should I have another go today? It's been a very bad day so far, and I don't want to chase losses, but if we are going to be rotational today, we're up at the top of the rotation here. Such a tiny little day today, look, compared to previous days. Okay. There's just no bearish price action to go on at the minute. If this is going to drop from here, we haven't even double topped yet. Don't forget $200 of this loss also is that commission off of Bitcoin. So I'm actually only $200 down today, which is not really a bad day when you look at what I've been doing. So I'm not actually having the worst day ever. It's just Bitcoin stung me today with their commissions. So I'm only one trade away from really getting a break-even day. That is looking bearish. I'm going to go for one more up the top here. See if we get into the top of this rotation. It's probably going to take quite a while to get down if it is the top of the rotation, considering it's taken 14 candles to get up there. So we've been going for pretty much an hour to rotate back up to where we started. So it wouldn't be unusual to see this take another hour to go down. We've got no more news catalysts this afternoon at all either to drive this market in any way, shape or form. So I think it's going to be a grinder if it is going to be a rotation. So what I might do is just try and build a position up here and stick sort of $100 risk on up here. And to see if I can rotate this back down towards these lows. That's kind of the only play we've got left today, I think. If this pops back up and tries to crack these highs, I don't think we're going to have much joy today. So we've had the double top put in already. So to me, this is just kind of a pullback, rotation back down. A green to red day is what I'm looking for. Green at the moment, looking to go red. Let's just see if we've closed anything else out on the EA this afternoon. That Euro US dollar trade is going really well. I've got my zoom out button back. So a nice reversal and retest on the EA. Dropping back down into support here at the moment. 142 banked. Still more profit on that as a no. $54 banked there. We just closed some more out. Yeah, we have. We just closed out New Zealand dollar CAD. This is on the COT bias. Where's New Zealand dollar CAD gone? Anybody see New Zealand dollar CAD anywhere? Where's New Zealand dollar CAD? There it is. 4 longs off that one. Let's close on the profit take. So double topped on that. Let's pull back off as well. So another bank there. Haven't had to do any drawdown control at all of January. The whole of January has literally just been straightforward. Nothing has gone into any drawdown that I've had to worry about at all. So really, really good month, January. Nice and orderly markets. Selling one more. Oh, could this be my saviour today? I'm going to sell one more below the 50. Assuming we don't use it as support. What's the time? 4:30. NAS. Potentially hitting support on the 5 minute. One more. Need to break these lows. So I'm looking for a nice orderly kind of very slow grind back down towards these lows. Or just to collapse, I don't care. Even nicer if it just collapses, wouldn't it? If NAS breaks that support, we're potentially putting in a lower high on the NAS as well. See. When it works, it works. When it doesn't work, it's awful. Dollar's coming back up. Nice hammer, nice big wick. Beautiful retest. So I've just had a reversal alert on the Dixie and a retest. So a bit of strength coming through on the US dollar. We're just taking out those lows. I'd like to add one more in here, but I kind of like my average where it is at the minute. Wait and see if we get a pullback. Perfect pullback for me would be back up to the 20 now. Reject the 20. Then I'll add on a break with a view to getting back down to here. NAS is holding off of support at the moment. Okay, this is 200 hit. Sorry, the 20. That's the 20 MA and the 50. Come on. Okay, add one more. That's final position. Just going to see if this now puts in a lower low. If so, I need to break there. £100 profit so far. There we go. Drag my stops down. Okay, I'm going to close those out there. Right, well, that's got me back to break even bar the Bitcoin debacle. See if I can get one more move on a pullback. So we've got new market structure in now. So any kind of pullback up here, look to add. Still, that NAS is holding up these lows. Look, it's still got bullish NASDAQ. Blimey, just seeing how far behind you guys are on the stream. I haven't even taken a profit on that move yet. Wow. That's a bit of a delay, that is. Wow. That's really delayed. If I don't answer your questions for about 3 or 4 minutes, I'm not ignoring you. It's just that I haven't seen them yet. So I'm still in that position at the moment that I closed out. It's just pushing down now. I got another 30 seconds on that candle before I take profit. I'm just watching the stream on my other browser. Wow. Look how far behind we are, look. I haven't even taken profit on that trade yet. Just about to take profit in a minute, look. Candle close, about 10 seconds into this candle. That was ages ago. 2 minutes. There's a good 2 minutes delay there, isn't there? So I'm not ignoring you if you ask a question and then I completely don't answer. That's why. So if this is going to be a strong move down, be looking for some kind of reaction from there. Want to stay below the moving averages if we're going to get a decent move down. But obviously, M5, Nasdaq looking bullish. Dow's looking bullish. We've only got 45 seconds left on this candle on 5 minute. A lot of people will be long in that price action. Yeah, putting a new high. So I mean, the market structure today on this market is changing so quickly. When people talk about being chopped out constantly in the market, when you look at it on 1 minute, it shows you why that happens. Because in the time that we've been watching this for the last sort of 15, 20 minutes, market structure has shifted 3 times now. Yeah, chop. That's what we're playing with. Just literally, this day is just chop. And this is why everybody gets completely destroyed. Andy, Quant froze the stream a few times. Did it? Yeah. I had a message come up in OBS, the streaming software, saying it was having trouble encoding. The problem with Strategy Quant is it uses it uses 90% of your processors to do all of that work. And obviously, I said to it, you might go a bit slow because I've got 3 MT4s open: OBS, Telegram, chat, and when Strategy Quant is loaded on top of that. There's not many computers in the world that can handle that. So yeah, Strategy Quant isn't the best thing to stream live. It's kind of recorded video type thing. Going short one. Taking a really aggressive one here. I'm playing this as a short still. I'm going to see if we can get back down here. This is bullish, but we're chopping at the moment, so it could go either way. We've got a nice little reversal starting to form. Moving averages are flat, obviously, so it literally is a coin flip. But so I've got a 50-50 chance of being right, as long as I limit my downside and maximize the profit potential. It doesn't really matter whether I flip a coin or what to decide on direction, does it? Okay, we didn't quite put a wick test in there. This wick here, we didn't quite close that gap, but buyers have stepped in. Got 1.5 minutes left on this candle. Potentially putting in the bearish engulfing on 5 minute on NAS and the Dow. This is, I don't know if you've heard me say this before in the live room, but this is why you don't trust a hammer in a range. Yeah, hammers and shooting stars are to be played at the bottom of moves and the top of moves, not in the middle of a range. All a hammer is in the middle of a range is buying. It's not the end of a move. Tweezer bottoms, yeah, it's not the end of a move. If it happens in there, it's just price action. It's just accumulation. It doesn't mean it's a bullish signal. Sometimes it is, and you'll find it will go, but it doesn't mean it is if it isn't in the right direction. So some candlestick patterns, really only trust them when they appear after a move. So RSI extension with a hammer, perfect. RSI flat, moving averages flat with a hammer, doesn't mean anything. All it means is we had some selling pressure and some buying pressure. That's the market. It does that all the time. I'm just hovering over the close button on this because we're not going anywhere. I like things to play out quickly. This is not quick. 3 minutes now, we've been sideways. We just put a doji in. Total indecision in the market at the minute. We're putting an inside bar as well on that hammer. Just about got a bearish engulfing on the NAS. Just. It's going to be my last trade, this one. If I can get 100, 150 loss today, I'll be more than happy with that. Be a result, considering we've been up against it all day with the Bitcoin catastrophe. If you've just joined the stream recently and you don't know what the Bitcoin catastrophe was, I traded Bitcoin, tried to scalp Bitcoin and got charged $200 for the privilege. So don't trade Bitcoin on CFDs. Lesson. Now, got new highs going in. Closing. Now, chop. Just chop. No point in pursuing this today. I'm just going to end up hemorrhaging cash. So I'm going to call it a day there. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:30. News-wise, be careful this evening. New Zealand dollar. We got New Zealand dollar overnight. So we'll have some decent movement on the New Zealand dollar, but that's just before market close. So be very, very wary of this. New Zealand dollar is notorious for slippage, which is why you see these big broker candles going in on New Zealand dollar pairs. So be very careful with New Zealand dollar because we've got the news announcement at 9:45, which is 15 minutes before the swap. So you're going to have light liquidity then anyway. So you're likely to see some slippage happening as the New Zealand dollar news is announced. And then obviously we're going to shut the market for a few minutes to do the swaps. And then we're going to open with no liquidity. So you're going to find possibly some big broker candles put in. So just be very, very careful with this news. If you've got any positions on, that are in profit, it's up to you, but I would probably want to go flat as much as I can on New Zealand dollar if there's any decent profit to be taken, because if you've got stops in place, they're unlikely to be honoured because you'll get slipped on them. So just be careful of that one. Then tomorrow morning, 1:30, 4 hours later than New Zealand dollar news, we've got Governor Lowe speaking. So he will be coming out and talking about the rate announcement and forecast for the next quarter for rates, interest rates. So again, could be some decent movement on the Aussie dollar happening overnight. And then obviously tomorrow we've got OPEC and normal non-farm employment. So big moves tomorrow and this evening for the Aussies, and then straight into US dollar again tomorrow afternoon. So another big day of volatility ahead potentially. And obviously all the earnings announcements are coming out after market for Google, PayPal, Starbucks, etc. So we'll probably have a lot of pre-market activity on the indices. So yeah, lots and lots of opportunities for movement tomorrow, but this thing's just a hideous mess at the moment. Euro US dollar's doing all right though. Trade of the day, Euro US dollar short. Been looking at that for ages, haven't we? Euro US dollar short, waiting to short that thing. Doing very well. So yeah, good, all good. Diamond, and even the top or bottom is just a probability. It could still go your way. Yeah. Which broker was that? Well, my broker. This is Robo Forex. This broker with Bitcoin. I'm going to go and have a look on their website. You know, my normal commissions on indices, as you can see. Normal commissions for me are like 30 cents a direction, 80 cents a direction. FX pairs, stupid. FX pairs as well, awful commission. This is an ECN account, so I'm getting very, very, very tight spreads, and I'm getting very, very, very fast execution. This is why I'm using this for scalping, because you need fast execution and tight spreads to scalp. You're only going to get that with a commission-based account because they're not making any money on spread. So indices, no problem. Forex, you don't want to be scalping less than M5. M1 is going to be very, very hard. I had a nice $50 profit trade there. 15 of that was eaten in commission. And then Bitcoin, I literally got in 14.22. I exited at 14.23. So I was in there for just under 2 minutes. Made $40 profit, got charged $200 in commission. It wasn't until I closed that trade out and I saw my P&L drop $200 on a profitable trade. I was like, what the hell? And then you obviously have a look into it and realize why. And look at the pound as well. Pound US dollar. Not healthy. Not good, Robo Forex for scalping. Unless you're scalping it, it's brilliant for indices. US 30, tightest spreads I've seen out there. This is why I'm trading it. US 30 and the DAX. If you look at the DAX as well, yeah, tight spreads. Really, really good spreads they've got on indices and really good commissions. But do not trade anything else with Robo Forex. But don't scalp anything else. Trade stuff with Robo Forex, no problem. Don't scalp with it, because obviously your lot sizing when you're scalping is much, much bigger. So indices, fantastic. Everything else, bleh. Don't touch. So yeah, it's a good way to start the week, isn't it? And the month. Mind you, it's only day one. No, it's not. It's day 2, isn't it? No, it's first, isn't it, today? Tuesday. Of course it is. It's first. So it's only one day. One day doesn't make a trader. Right. I'll leave you there, guys. So be aware of the news. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:30 as usual. If you like the stream, give me a thumbs up. And have a good evening. Hopefully make some money. But I'll be back tomorrow morning 8:30. We're doing analysis of the market again. Have a look for any setups on the RSIs, and we will look and see what happens with the New Zealand dollar and the Aussie dollar news overnight and see what impacts that's had. So hopefully have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 8:30.